How's it going, guys? It's John. This is my Tower of Fantasies first impressions video. I originally filmed about like 2 hours of gameplay and I was going to edit the shit out of it and, narrate it and all that crap. I just decided to cut it down to the end, which is where I just do my summary of my first impressions of it. Because I was like, fuck that shit. I ain't fucking editing 2 hours of video. So here is the video, guys. My first impressions of Tower of Fantasy. So I think that about does it for the video, guys. This is my first impressions. I played it for about 2 hours across 2 days. It's pretty cool so far. Talking about the pros and cons, definitely beautiful colors. I love the anime graphics. It looks really nice. Second thing, combat I think is really fluid. I really like it. I like the dodge, the witch time thing, kind of like Bayonetta. You dodge and it's like makes a bubble of slow time. You can beat the crap out of the guys. That's really fun. Definitely makes combat very interesting and engaging. Makes you want to dodge and actually get good. Unlocking the new tools like the missile pods, that weird cube. Apparently there's other stuff you can get, like a hoverboard, I guess. I really like that. That's really cool. It reminds me of Zelda almost, where you get like new gadgets all the time. Other thing, you can actually see other players in the world, unlike Genshin. Again, I have not played Genshin in a long time, so maybe they have added that ability to where you can see other players, but it's nice in this game. You can actually see other players running around the world. It doesn't feel so lonely like Genshin. I really love the tons of map completion, just like Genshin. There's so many goddamn menus of stuff that you can unlock and like, oh, get all these chests and unlock this, cook 10 items every day. Like there's so many dailies and weeklies and just so many activities that you can do basically to just unlock more rewards and whatnot. It's really cool, very addicting. I really like that. And then lastly, for the pros, the mounts, dude. The fact that they have fucking mounts in this game, that's a big fucking deal. I did not like that about Genshin. He had to walk around everywhere. Although it was nice, you could teleport. They had a lot of teleport locations, but I would much rather just have mounts. I mean, teleporting is good, like in New World or Guild Wars 2, for example. Teleporting is good. That's fine. You can have teleporting, but like you gotta have mounts in your MMO. If you're gonna have an open world game, you have to have fucking mounts. It just makes it much more fun just to traverse the world on a fast moving vehicle, whether it's an animal, bike, or whatever. Like, you need to have mounts in an open world game, definitely. Okay, and then the two cons I had with it, you have to be level 20 in order to try out multiplayer, so I did not hit level 20, so I couldn't try out multiplayer. I might do another video, maybe trying out multiplayer, because I'm very curious to see how it is compared to Genshin. In Genshin, I feel like multiplayer was just very bare bones, like almost like they discouraged you from doing multiplayer because, I mean, yeah, you had the other 4 people you could play with, but it was like, there's almost no point. You could just do the dungeon solo, I feel like there was no reason to be multiplayer in Genshin. Whereas this game, apparently there's a ton of game modes that are multiplayer, so I wanted to try that out, but I didn't get far enough. Another thing that I have a problem with is the simulacrum system. It was very confusing. I actually had to go online and read about it to see what other people said. And they did explain it to you later on. I feel like they introduced it too early. And as a new player, you're just like, what the fuck does this do? Like, I don't understand what the simulacrum does. I thought it gave like buffs or something like that, but it's like, no, it's just a skin and you have to actually unlock the buffs later on. So, like, they don't tell you that until, like, an hour later in the gameplay. And it's just, like, as a new player, that's just kind of confusing. Like, what the fuck's the point of it if we have to unlock this shit? And even once they do explain it to you, again, that's kind of shitty. Because it's like, okay, we have these skins. They look cool, these characters. But you're not going to unlock their abilities for God knows how long. Maybe another 4 or 6 hours of gameplay. I don't know how long. So, I kind of don't like that. Unless you spend money, of course. You could probably speed it up. And then the last thing, the major con, the nail in the coffin for this game, is that it's basically just Genshin Impact like 1.5. It is the same fucking game as Genshin Impact. Like, it's not really that different. If you're looking at the underlying game systems, running around the map, you have different elements, opening up treasure chests and whatnot, or those tar pits or whatever. Every character has a different element. The combat, just the aesthetic of the game, like, it is literally fucking Genshin Impact, just 1.5. It is the same fucking game, just, from a technological perspective, not necessarily magic. And yeah, the combat is definitely a lot better. I will say that. The combat and the mounts are like the only way you can differentiate the two. But yeah, like, if you're expecting something totally different from Genshin Impact, it's not. It's the same fucking game, basically. It's just a carbon copy of Genshin Impact, but a lot faster And like I said, the mounts are a very nice addition. So if you're into that whole style of game, you know, like the Assassin's Creed-esque open world game where you're just running around collecting a bunch of shit, definitely you should play this game. Tower Fantasy is really fucking cool. It is very good. It's totally weeb-tastic if you love that kind of shit. So yeah, it is definitely like an exploration-minded kind of game, similar to like Guild Wars 2 or, you know, the Assassin's Creed games. Most of the exploration open world games of today, it's the same thing, just like Genshin Impact. But yeah, that's to me, I feel is kind of a downer because it's literally like the same fucking game as Genshin Impact. But if you're okay with that, if you like Genshin Impact, then hey, try this game out. I think it's really cool. Definitely, if you're looking for a good single player experience, then I think it's definitely worth a try. Like I said earlier, I can't really speak about multiplayer because I didn't get far enough into multiplayer. Or, you know, I didn't get far enough into the storyline or level up enough to try multiplayer. So who knows? Maybe the multiplayer is really fucking good compared to Genshin. I don't know. That could have been a big deal for me because I usually like multiplayer games more so than the single player orientated games like this game or Lost Ark or Genshin, for example, where most of the content is orientated towards a solo experience where you don't really need other people, you know? I'm more of a traditional MMOer where I like, you know, the group content. I like to see tons of people running around and all that stuff. So who knows? Maybe if I did make it to the multiplayer, I'd be like, dude, this game's fucking awesome. Like, fuck Genshin. You should be playing this. I don't know. But just based off of the 2 hours that I played it, it is pretty much just like Genshin. And it is slightly better. The only reason why I would say maybe, at least from my perspective, why I would choose maybe Genshin over this is because if you like more a fantasy setting, then you gotta go with Genshin. Because Genshin's like the whole fantasy style and everything. Whereas this is more of a technological style. So maybe you wouldn't like that. Maybe you don't like the whole technology and all the chicks are wearing fucking latex or they got robot fucking legs or like the little loli that's got no guts. She just has like purple fucking plastic. Like maybe you're not into that. So that's something else, an aesthetic thing that maybe you need to keep in mind. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Definitely try this game out. It's free, obviously. I mean, try it out. You got nothing to lose except your time. But I hope you enjoy the game. Try it out for yourself. See what you think. And thanks for watching, guys. See ya.